Honestly, didn't expect them to come so fast. I thought it was gonna take about an hour, so they came early. Let's see what they say. I'm just gonna record it from my caseworker and let them know I'm recording because, like I said, my caseworker is supposed to be here already. I should have called them. Maybe I have to call them back. Like I said, my caseworker is supposed to be here already. I should have called them. Maybe I have to call them back. Hi, good morning. Maybe I have to call them back because, like I said, I didn't. Maybe I have to call them back because, like I said, I didn't. Hi, good morning. So, I'm actually going to record this because I didn't expect you guys to come so soon. My caseworker and I, she's not here as yet. We were supposed to do this together, but we're calling to report my daughter as missing / running away. This is not the first incident that she's done this. So we had decided to go with pressing charges of who's been keeping her. So I kind of wanted her to be here for that, but I thought when I called early, you guys would show up when she got here. So I don't know if you guys want to just take my report and then, or just like come back and wait until she gets here.
Well, so let's start with some basic information first. So
Okay.
Your daughter, she has been living with you
All her life.
Okay.
So-
And as far as the caseworker goes, and I'm just asking so that I have an understanding, you have rights to keep her with you.
Yeah.
Okay. So then as far as it goes with the whole situation, at what point did she leave?
So the first incident was in May.
Okay.
And that was in Lauderhill. So you guys may not have as much information on it because Lauderhill was the one that I was working with at the time of the first incident.
Okay.
The second incident happened, it was also in Lauderhill. So Lauderhill, we contacted Lauderhill then, and that's when CPS was supposed to get involved then. But no one contacted me and let me know anything about what was going to happen moving forward with her constantly running away.
Okay.
So when I got here in July, I spoke to my caseworker, which they informed me to file a missing report on her. And I did that again because the second incident had took place in Lauderdale. The third time I contacted them, it was Lauderhill. Lauderhill said that they contacted Fort Lauderdale Police Department to do a check on her because they had spoken with someone who they believed she was staying with at the time. So I didn't know where she had gone at the time. Lauderhill had figured it out. Lauderdale Police Department had figured it out. They contacted the person who they had believed she was staying with, and then they contacted you guys, and they at that time informed me that you guys were going to go to where my daughter was to check on her, and you guys decided to not pick her up from that location. That was my responsibility to go to where she is to pick her up. So I reiterate that information to my caseworker at the time. Then I ended up seeing her in October and tried to get her to come home then. I ended up connecting with her on the bus. She made a whole big scene, a whole incident for Lauderdale Police Department, then had to be called. And that's when, because it happened at the Publix here on Sunrise.
Okay.
And so once they got involved, it did not go well at all. Like, they were not giving me any type of help to try to reconnect with her. But they did contact CPS to come out. So CPS came out and we brought her here. So that night she stayed here. The next day she was supposed to come back. We were supposed to talk again about where she's going, who she's staying with, to try to see if I could get her to come back and reunite with me. But now I felt because I have more assistance with CPS that she'd do better or it'd be enforced for her to come home. Nothing happened. Nothing came of the source. Again, every single time that I have an encounter or interaction with CPS or the police, I inform my caseworker. I have to because they want to make sure that she's supposed to be here with me.
Right. She's supposed to be living with you, but she leaves and then she goes places, and you don't know where she goes.
So I don't know where she's going. She informed CPS has informed me and heard that she's at a place down the street. I can't believe how true that is. because my daughter has run away. The first time I thought she was missing, when she did leave the first time, the very first incident in May, I thought she was kidnapped. So when it was discovered that she ran away, she had ran away to a friend's house that she goes to school with. And so I assume she has multiple places that she can go to. So I don't really know, like, stable-wise, what place she actually runs away to. All I know is that the very last incident before today, when I spoke to my caseworker, I spoke to the Child Protective Services caseworker, and she said that she is staying right here down the street. And so I said, well, I want her to come home. Nothing came of it.
So the caseworker knows where she is.
So that's what, yes, Ms. Tassie has informed me that she spoke to the family that my daughter apparently is staying with, and she's like, yeah, she's been staying here. The lady admitted, I recorded the phone call. So I got the phone call on Tuesday last week. I spoke to my caseworker on Friday, and then we decided, on Thursday, and then we decided, since I'm not getting assistance from Tassie, my daughter has not returned back to the shelter since we got the, we have Henderson involved, and I have been doing for about 4 weeks, I have been doing meetings and counseling with Henderson myself, and the very second week that I had the meeting, I went and picked my daughter up from the school. We came here, we both had, a conversation with my daughter. She was supposed to start coming here every weekend, and she just never showed up. So that lady also reached out to Cynthia and told her, hey, listen, Kai's not showing up. Her mom's going to end up calling the police because you guys are not working to enforce her coming home. And then I was like, I'm going to see what she says. I'm going to wait for her call. I didn't get her call that week, but like I said, this past week, I got the phone call. And again, it was nothing came of it. And so, I have no choice other than to report her. It's my responsibility to report her as a runaway missing.
So the thing though, with the only reason why I hesitate, and I get the whole issue that you're running into with her, like leaving and all of that. So, but if her whereabouts are known, okay, then technically she's not missing if they know where she is.
Right.
So the issue that it sounds like you're running into, which I get, is that she's just not willing to actually come back and stay, which sounds like something then that has to go through CPS. So I don't know. So as far as the caseworker goes, the one that's coming out here, she's the one who knows the whereabouts of your kid?
No. Child Protective Services is the caseworker who's actually on the case, who knows the whereabouts of my daughter, who's not assisting with her coming back home. My caseworker is aware. My caseworker here is aware of everything that has been going on, and she's the one who's trying to assist me in reuniting my daughter with me.
You have the information for the the CPI worker, the one who knows where she is?
That's why I'm waiting for my caseworker to come, because she has her first and last name. I did have it, and I had the case numbers and everything, but my purse was taken, so I don't have the card, but she took a copy of everything.
What about the phone number for your caseworker?
Yes, I have that. I have that.
Would you give that to me?
I have that. I have that.
Would you give that
Yeah.
to me? What's the number for your
Tassie.
Tassie?
I don't know the last name, but it is Tassy.
And she's your caseworker through the Department of Children and Families?
Yes,
Okay.
that's who they assigned. I guess the initial incident, they assigned her, but like I said, in the beginning, nothing ever came from it. So it took 3 incidents for me to have this problem with my daughter, for her to actually finally get involved.
And
My name is, I'm sorry,
I got it was loud. I got the ANE.
QUA, and then Willie.
Okay. And what's your date of birth?
February 27, 91.
And the unit that you're staying at here is the 384?
Yes.
And what's your phone number?
954.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna mute this. People with my information.
And when was the last time that an incident like this happened?
Hold
And she never.
But as far as this timeline goes, how long has she been?
Yeah, it's been about a
It's
month.
been since.
Yeah, since then, yeah. So I was supposed to get a phone call from Cassie, way prior before this incident.
Okay.
That I had a conversation with whoever she was staying with because I didn't know who it was she was staying with at the time. So
Okay.
Cassie was supposed to get that information, contact me, and then I have a conversation with whoever it is that she's staying with all together, so we can come up with something because I want my daughter to come home, but at the same time I don't want her to continue to come home or come here and then run away because it's not helpful for my situation. I'm already in a homeless shelter. My whole plan is to get out. So if I have to constantly chase behind her every single time, it's not helpful because this is what I have to do every single time. I have to contact the police department. I have to give you guys the information. I have to report her, and then you guys make the decision to either go pick her up. But this is a constant thing. So at that time, I assumed Child Protective Services would be enforcing it more to tell her, like, hey, you cannot do this. Like, we're going to have to either group home you or foster you or something else. I don't know. So I assumed that that's what would happen and come of it. So when the conversation wasn't had with me and Tassie, I informed the caseworker who comes here from PACT. So Tassie, at the time that she got involved from the bus incident, only helped me get counseling through Henderson for my daughter with PACT.
Does she have mental health issues? Like anything that's been diagnosed?
No, nothing that's been diagnosed. Only PTSD.
Okay.
But that was from a whole previous program that I was dealing with
So
before.
that was a separate one from this.
Way
Now,
completely
has she ever
separate.
picked up any charges as far as you know?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Do you know if she has an active pickup warrant? Anything like that?
Not that I know
System?
of. No.
All right.
I just don't know what my next steps are. Again, the only thing that like I said, who Tassie informed me she was staying with, is who I'm aware of who those people are because I stayed with them before. I do not feel like she's in a safe space staying with them. So I voiced that. I voiced that to Tassie, my daughter, as well as the other caseworker, as well as my caseworker here. So I've told everyone. So I told her that I would like to press charges. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's the address of where she's at?
step inside or step up closer?
You're able to get that definitive address if you want to do a welfare check. She's there. The issue with us putting her in the system as missing, like I said, is that if the caseworker or the investigator knows where she's at, then technically she's not missing. So it sounds like it's more so an issue where she's going and
So
saying
she's
it's
not.
missing
I understand what you're saying. She's not missing to Child Protective Services, but she's missing to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm her mother.
Right.
So to me, it's like.
Which I see what you're saying, but then that's something that has to be worked out with CB. Because we enter in the system, like she's going to be in the system as an actual like missing person versus your whereabouts are known, which is for whatever reason they're not communicating that with you. So what I'll do is I'll reach out to the caseworker and just see if she has a little bit more information on where she's located. But ultimately, I would try to get that information and give us a call back. And if there's anything else that I'm able to find out on my end, then I'll give you a call.
Okay. Okay. Well, like I said, my sister was supposed to be here. I didn't know if she had anything else to try to see if we can move forward with something. I'm not too sure. Like I didn't expect you guys to come as early. I thought it was gonna take some time before you guys came to report. So I just recorded what we discussed and talked about, and I'll just forward that conversation to her, and then we'll see what we do from there on. You know.
Definitely gonna try to reach out to CP because the CP said, "Oh, I know she's here." We're gonna try to get in contact with the investigator and see exactly like, how do you know she was here?
But here's the thing too, because I used to work with you're required, if you have a kid who technically has an open case with child to like a Department of Children and Families, they're required to do like a home study or something to verify that that's a suitable living condition for that kid to be in, even if it's not with their mom. So let's say that she wants to be there, she keeps going back there, they're supposed to be doing some sort of home study in order to verify that that place is okay for her to stay. So that's what, and again, like that's separate from us.
I mean, if that's okay for them to decide, right? So is it up to CPS for them to decide that it's okay for her to stay there?
Since it's an open case, that's something that would be between you, the case manager, your judge, like all that's a formal process that has to be discussed that's separate from law enforcement. So, but that part, like, again, there has to be, like, if that would even be considered, it would have to be something that would be discussed with you and be discussed with the judge. Like, all that's supposed to be a whole
But
process.
here's my question, right? Because the first time when I spoke to Cassie, me and my caseworker, we contacted CPS because I assumed I had an open case about it. She answered and she said that there was no open case that she could see, but I could just contact you guys. And if I want you guys to go pick up my daughter, y'all should be picking up my daughter. That's what she said to
If
us.
she has an active pickup order, then we can pick her up. We can't just be going around like picking up kids and bringing them back. Like that's not something that there has to be some sort of order in place in order for us to take any sort of action. That's why I'm saying if we have an address for where she is, we can go do a welfare check to be like, oh, okay, I see that she's here. So that's why I'm saying like we'll contact the caseworker to try to get that address. But I mean, unless she had something that we could just, you know, like that's the other thing. It makes it a little bit tricky.
I'm sorry to get upset a little bit. It's just, it's frustrating, you know?
No, it is. It sounds like it's been a whole.
It's frustrating because it's just like,
Yeah. No, it's like.
it's like, do you even fight for your child? You know what I'm saying? Or do you just allow it to be what it is? Because this is constant. This is every single time. And you know, if I already had the conversation with them and let her know, the actual Child Protective Service lady, it's like, I let you know I'm not comfortable with her being in this situation. So now it's like, what do I do now? Do I go to the courts to try to get that order done? You know what I'm saying? I don't know where else to go from here other than what I'm already doing. And it's like every time she does this, I'm responsible to call it in. I'm responsible to report it.
Right, because you're still her legal mom. So yes, a lot of it falls on you, despite the fact that all these other parties are involved. So I get it. Trust me. When is your next court date?
I don't have a court date. I don't have anything. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. Like I said, Me and my caseworker said that this is what we were gonna do. We were gonna call you guys and then move forward from there. But you know, with at least trying to press charges against whoever is harboring her at this time, because that's who's encouraging her to stay running away. If she feels like she has a place to run away to, that's where she's gonna keep going. So if we already talked to everyone that has to be the people to be involved with not allowing her to run away, I don't know what else we do at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm stuck against a wall at this point. You know?
Let me do this. I'll give the caseworker a call and see what we can do, and then whatever I'm able to figure out, like I'll give you a call back and just let you know. Okay.
Okay.
Do you have? Can you show me a picture of what she looks like?
Yes. Altercation with the same woman who I had the conversation with Tassie with, the three-way phone call that I told you I recorded on Monday last week. And I told her, I said, you know, I don't want my daughter there. I don't feel comfortable with her being there.
And this woman is the one who lives in this house.
Yes.
Okay. Who else lives in the house?
Her mother, her daughter, and their other kids. I'm not sure what are their names. The lady's name is Ronik. Her mother's name is Ronik. Yeah. So like the very last time that I had any encounter with them, me and the lady got into a physical altercation.
Okay. Ronick, do you know her last name?
Arias.
Alright. R-O-N-I-C-K?
A-U-R-U-E-S.
A-U-R-A-E-S?
Yeah, that's the last name. R-O-N-I-C-K, yes, for the first name.
Okay. Alright. And you know her, you know how old she is?
I think she's 48. I'm not sure. 46, 47, 48. She's up in age. She's up there. I'm 34, so I know she's like 10 years older than me.
Okay.
I know that. I'm 34 now. I don't remember if she's like 42, 44.
Okay. But in her 40s.
She's in her 40s.
Okay. Alright. But that's where you guys believe she's staying.
That's where Tassie informed me she was staying at.
Okay.
So again, like I said, when my daughter first ran away, she ran away to a friend from her school house. Again, I contacted law enforcement. They did the whole investigation. Detective came out. They found her. Like, I found her on Snapchat. Like, I looked at the location. She had ended up blocking me from the phone. She took the phone that I gave her that time that she ran away the
But
first
she doesn't
time.
have a phone right now.
No, because I took the phone.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So she doesn't have a phone. You believe that she's overstaying with that woman, and there's a grandma there. There's another kid around her age.
There's a woman. There's a grandmother there. The woman Ronnie, her older daughter, her oldest daughter's children. Like before I left, it was Ronnie, her two sisters, her sister's daughter, her daughters, her mother. It was like probably 9 people that were staying in the home at that time, right before the incident of her and I getting into it. When I was staying there for that brief short of time, it was a lot of people staying there. And then once we got into the altercation, they kicked me out. Me and my children left, and we went elsewhere for about 6-7 months. We were gone for a good little while, and then because we didn't have anywhere to stay, I was homeless for a while. I stayed in, I was living in the salon that I was working out of at the time, right before I got into the shelter, and then right before I got into the shelter in May is when the first incident of her running away happened.
Okay. But that's been the place that she's been hanging out. Does she ever come back with like any markings, any bruises, anything like that? Or is
No,
it you just see the change in her behavior as far as
very much change in her behavior, and how aggressive she's been, her responses to things. And I've been trying to be very humble with my approach with her, because I want to understand why she keeps running away.
Right, you're still trying to relate to her.
So I don't want her to think like I'm gonna match you with aggression or match you with anger or anything. I want to understand why she's doing this. And again, like I said, the conversation that I had with my daughter as well as the lady from Pat, which was Henderson, I told her, I said, listen, I'm willing to work with you for us to try to, come together, but you need to start coming home, because this is where I know your safety is, whatever. And so she was supposed to come back home, and she just never showed up.
What grade is she in?
She's in the 7th.
Okay. And what did you say the school was?
Sunrise.
Okay. I'll give her a call. If there's any other information that we get, I'll give you a call back. And then we'll go there, okay?
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, thank you, officers.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Hey. Huh? Hey, Maggie. Hey, how you doing? Good. So. Where you going? You going down there? Me in this live so I can save it for my caseworker.